Chromasophy is the study of color as a universal language used by consciousness to communicate with itself. Here are the sections we will be studying. First up is relationships. Each color has its own social strengths and cohesive bonding mechanisms. In this subject, we provide insight into the divine masculine and feminine energies of each color. Next up is social dynamics. The human condition is dependent on group relationships and moral density, which refers to the degree in which individuals in a society are interconnected and interdependent. This subject focuses on knowing your color's position, natural allies, and how to consolidate power within a group. Next up is inner growth. Different colors require their own exclusive pathways to achieving a brighter luminance in their respective color. Next up is unforeseen obstacles. The world is 98% hidden from our eyes. However, some clues can assist our awareness. This subject looks at the following subsections, starting with strengthening weakness, an insight into archetypal issues and how to overcome them. Next up is the ricochet, an insight into who is your positive energy mirror. This is usually a person that just by being around them can bring out the greatest in you. Next up is the Guangxi man. There's always a person who holds an influential role of the social networking within a group. The term Guangxi is a term in Mandarin Chinese that is used to describe their system of social relations. Next up is the buffer. Each person has a buffer who can translate their feelings and actions to others in a more receptive and effective way. The next subject is scanning environments. The world around us has just as crucial an effect on our lives as the people we communicate with. This subject looks at the following subsections. Light body enablers. A color-specific physical element within the environment that can boost emotional well-being and personal luminance. Next, precursors to stagnation. Each color has a disadvantage, but in this subsection, we look into avoiding archetypal pitfalls. Next, shapes and numbers. The universe is built on a fundamental layer of symbols and numbers. These correlate to colors and personalities. Next, speaking into existence. How a person should communicate according to their color, and also special styles of communication they are able to partake in. Next is people training. Analyzing the people around you and knowing how to maneuver situations can save us from getting stuck, repeating the same cycles over and over again in our lives. This subject focuses on being the main character of your life's narrative. Next, the microcosmic pattern of color. There are clear similarities at all levels of the natural world and even the multidimensional. This subject looks at the following subsections. Color in nature. Color has analogous functions throughout nature and beyond, which we can observe to understand more about the universe and ourselves. Next up is the story of color. Look up at the sky at night. All you see are stars. They're making light. light that, when refracted, is filled with color. This brings us to the conclusion that the production of light and color is our universe's most abundant product. And lastly, the futures. Each timeline unfolding can be either dominated by a singular color or balanced between a few. These futures are constantly being played out on our microcosmic human level as our lives, while we interact with other colors, mimicking the macrocosmic life of the universe.